Welcome to the Uncle's channel. Thanks for watching today. Let's talk about an upcoming Nintendo Switch game as well as PC game called Cavern of Dreams. Now this game is definitely harkening back to like the old N64, PlayStation 1 collectathons, such as like Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, as well as like Spyro the Dragon. And they've done a fantastic job as far as like nailing what it means to be a collectathon and to fill the world with interesting puzzles to solve, characters to talk to, and just a overall charming experience. Now the game's actually only developed by one person, Tyler McMasters, and another fellow does all the music, Benjamin Kegley, and together they've created a very charming experience here. But Tyler McMasters actually reached out to me because he saw that I reviewed Super Kiwi 64, which was another modern game that's harking back to like the old collectathons. Saw that I enjoyed that game and asked if I wanted to review Cavern of Dreams, so I only had access to the demo of this game. The full game is not out yet, and if you want access to the demo of the game, it's coming out later this week. And I strongly suggest at least giving it a try because if you enjoy collectathons, this game it's a true treat here. But the game basically centers around this little dragon here, and at the start of the game, you pretty much only have one power. You can run around and you can roll, sort of like Sonic rolls, and you can basically roll, and the more you roll, the faster you get, and you can do some pretty awesome like long jumps jumping out of that roll and to access all kinds of areas. But you plop right down into this little gully of sorts, which is the Cavern of Dreams, and of course you can talk to this little fairy down there, almost like a fairy godmother of sorts, and she basically tells you, how to play the game a little bit, as well as instructing you that your siblings are lost throughout the area. And your whole goal here is to explore not only the hub area that you're in, but also some of the little worlds that you're going to unlock in order to find your little siblings' eggs. And the more eggs that you find, the more powers you're going to unlock, and eventually get the abilities like swing your tail around, knock little items off trees, hit different doors and whatnot, as well as the ability to grow wings, and you finally can sort of hover through the atmospheres. And you can get like on little windpipes and shoot yourself way up in the air and hover from there. And so the more eggs that you're going to collect of your siblings, the more powers that you're going to unlock. And the fairy godmother is the one that basically unlocks all that for you. But in the hub world here, where you start the game off, you do have the ability to find some of the eggs in the hub world, as well as some of the other mushrooms you're going to collect, as well as, other items such as like these little key cards. And the key cards aren't really useful in the demo, but they're going to be useful in the main game. But of course, the core aspect of it here is when you start unlocking the different areas to go into. The first area is unlocked by just simply attacking this little, looks like a womp womp, basically a little wall here. And you can, of course, you can attack that. He moves out of the way, and you can go into your first world here. And the first world, and the only world you really get to fully explore, which is the autumn level, and it is phenomenally done. I mean, the hub world was nice. I enjoyed the hub world, but the autumn level, I adored the autumn level because autumn is my favorite season. I love fall. I mean, everything about the aesthetic, the cooler weather. I mean, it's just a great season. But this level here, when you go into it, it's got the little leaves falling down. The colors are matched perfectly for the autumn season. And the music done by Benjamin Kegley here. I mean, it just fits the atmosphere. I mean, it's just amazing how it all sort of comes together. They've worked really hard to give you a aesthetic for this game, or a atmosphere, or a mood, and it comes off really well here. As you go into the level here, you can find little trees, and you can knock little seeds or little fruits off the trees. You can plant those little seeds and little sprouts will grow up, and you can use those sprouts to access higher areas inside the level. You can also talk to like a little friend over here, his little turtle friend, who needs his bag of fish food, and of course you can find that inside the world as well. You can hop on top of the fish's back to find different areas. You can explore down underneath the water here, and you can of course find little caverns, little mushrooms to collect down there as well. And there's all kinds of like little hidden areas that you're going to discover throughout. It's like there's one behind the little teepee here. There's another area that you're going to unlock where it has like all these different fishes going on the sides of the wall, and it actually like has little hints telling you like the fish going against the stream, and you have to actually figure out, hey, if I hit this little block here, it explodes, opens up more pathways, find more doors to unlock from there. And the game really does do a great job of like presenting you very simple puzzles, but at the same time, they're not so simple that you're just going to figure it out immediately. You actually have to think about the clues a little bit, figure out what you're supposed to do, figure out the powers that you've accumulated so far, and pull that all into use together in order to solve the puzzle, in order to get yourself another dinosaur egg, or I'm sorry, dragon egg, or your sibling egg here. And of course you can return that back to the hub world, and the more you return, the more powers you're going to unlock. And also when you talk to your siblings as they begin to hatch out of their eggs, they begin to give you basically care points or love points, and your heart meter fills up, and the more hearts you have, the more chance you're going to be able to actually unlock one of the doors inside the hub world. And the second world is going to lead more like a little pipe area, and that world's not as interesting as the autumn world because it's not as fully developed or as long as the autumn. But the autumn world, like I said, the core level that we're given here to explore inside the demo, it's fantastic. And even like the little things that you find here, like there's one point where you find this like little wooden goose here, a wooden duck, and of course you can stand on, there's got little baby ducks behind it, and of course you can find that little stream, and you have to figure out that you have to jump through the stream in order to get to this little hole to find yourself another sibling egg. But you can't just simply jump it because the stream continues to pull you back, and eventually you figure out that you can hop on the fish's back and you have to wait for them to sort of glide around and jump on the other fish and jump through the hole. And it's just little stuff like that. Like, you know where you're supposed to go, you have to figure out where to go to it, and it's not like a super hard puzzle, but it's just enough to like sort of make you think a little bit, and a little bit rewarding when you actually figure it out. And along the way, you got a pretty charming little area to work through at the same time. The game controls very well as far as like your character, your camera, everything plays exactly like you would expect a good N64 game to play. The walls aren't broken, there's no like major glitches to mess up in as far as like, getting the camera to glitch around areas or getting stuck in areas. And that happens in a lot of like these homebrewed games as far as people are trying to harken back to an older era. They have a lot of glitches in them, a lot of problems, and this game is very polished. I mean, like I said, it's only done by one person, all the programming, but I never encountered any glitches in it. It didn't freeze at all. I never got stuck anywhere or had any like slowdown. The game is very well done. It's very well coded, and it's just amazing that one person created this entire world here. And I don't know how long it took him, and I don't know how long it's going to take to get the entire full game out. But like I said, the demo is going to be coming out later this week. And if you enjoy collectathons, I suggest you give this game a download, throw some support behind Tyler McMasters, let him know you enjoyed the game as well, and encourage him along the journey here, because I cannot wait to see the full product when this game finally comes out. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the rest of my videos listed up above. And as always, go out there, find a great game to play. Just simply have a great rest of the day.